Yeah. We all right? We good? Let's get that out of here, man. What's up, people? How y'all doing? Welcome, welcome. We are live everywhere. Yes, 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 yes. What's up, people? My name is Tim Black. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. It's Monday. Man, it's Monday, fam. What is up, people? How y'all feeling? What is up with my people, my people, my people? Yo. Up in here, man. Welcome to the most dangerous show in America. I'm your host, Tim Black. We do these live streams on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And I'm very pleased to be here to present tonight's show to you tonight. Got a lot on the agenda. I want to give a big shout out to my moderators, Buck Bewley, Ebony and Black Mamba in the building. Give it up for them. Yo, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, we here. I'd like to say what's up to my people on Facebook and X and Rumble and Outkick and Kick Out. What's up, people? How y'all doing, man? Look, it's going to be very crucial that we get this shared on platforms. I said it's very crucial that we get the content shared on platforms tonight because we have things to discuss now. Yeah, we got things to chop up. And I don't want anybody to be deprived of the message tonight. Tonight's message is very relevant to the lives of so many of my people that are watching and to so many people who may not watch. So, do me the solid. Share this on your social media. Put this out there. Let people be mad. Let them be. Let this be a conversation starter. Let this be a moment of reflection. Man, we got it going on tonight. We are climbing. The numbers are going up, man. We got people tuning in. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. We are doing it. What up to my people, man? What up to the Tim Black Wolfpack? Welcome to the inner circle. Welcome to the inner circle, folks, man, the VIPs. Those people that get direct access. We talk exclusively. If you want more than just surface level access to the content, because this is just the stuff that I don't think will get taken down by YouTube. I want to go deeper on beyond social media, on our private network, on patreon.com. Become a member of the think tank. Become a member behind the scenes. Get your head right. Get your head right here. Look, family. Oh, tonight's going to be a banger. It's going to be a banger, fam. We're going to live up to the title 120%. 200%, 300%, no. We're going to 100% live up to our title of being the most dangerous show in America tonight. We are really going to do this because, and I think we live up to it all the time, but I don't know, something about tonight, I just sense it. You know, I didn't do a show Saturday or Sunday. We got 2 days. You know, we get some breathing room between shows. And brother comes back revitalized and pumped up and feeling good. And I just want to be merciless to the haters. I want to destroy the gatekeepers and sabotagers, the conspirators, the collaborators with our ops, the people that are selling us out and people that are running us amok and people that are marginalizing our message and the people that are not standing for what matters. I want to knock them out the box, Rick. I want to knock about the box ring. So tonight's going to be something, man. Full hit of steam for your brother Tim Black. Yeah. We good. We got numbers. We got people tuned in. Look, if you like tonight's show, let's imagine that maybe this is your first time watching the show. You just ran across it. Speaking of running across it, damn, Johnson, I hate when I do that. Let me go up here and check something on my YouTube. Let me make a deal with you. If you're new to the show, let me make a deal with you. If tonight you feel like you get value from the content, you're going to subscribe and cut on your notifications. How about that? Subscribe and cut on your notifications if you feel that you get value out of tonight's show. This is for the new people. That's it. That's all. I do the rest. I do the rest, fam. If you will give me your attention tonight, I can guarantee you that the message that I have for you tonight is not something you can just get anywhere else. It ain't just laying around. You ain't going to stumble upon it. It's not one of those messages that anybody can deliver. It's a special message. I was talking to my wife about this. I forget where we were going, but I said, damn, baby, you remember when we used to find cash? How many people remember walking down the street and finding money? It used to happen from time to time. I remember one day I was walking the doggy. I was living in Capitol Heights, Maryland. a complex called Fox Club. That was about 20 years ago. Maybe not that long. Maybe it's been a while. Gosh. 16 years ago? I don't know. It's been a while. Walking the dog, it was early in the morning, and I found a $100 bill in the grass. It was just sitting there, fam. It was like, hey, Tim, how you doing? I said, hey, how you doing? Gosh. How you doing? You know, you see $100 in the grass, in the tall grass, you're like, hold on now, this can't be. That ain't $100 I'm seeing. That can't be $100. Lo and behold, it was a $100 bill. Now, I had found money in the past, never $100 like that. And the beautiful thing about it was I didn't have to feel guilty about it because it wasn't anybody's money because, you know what I'm saying? You ever been in the store, somebody dropped like $10 somewhere, you just see $10, just step on it. Oh, see $5, just step on it. You don't want to move too quickly because you don't know whose it is. Yeah, I know I ain't the only one. But man, when I found that $100 bill, was nobody around. It wasn't like someone dropped a purse or a wallet. It was just $100. Unless you wrote your name on the $100 bill, that was from God. No, that's not the right one. Where's my, do I got the mystical? No. Is that mystical? Yeah, you found a $100 bill, man. And I bring up all that to reflect on how old we are. Every once in a while, I would remind Generation X how old we are, because some of y'all be doing young people stuff. Stop doing that. If you used to have a cord on your phone, sit your ass down. Don't be going up on roofs. Hey, man, Gen X, we got to take care of each other, man. Some of y'all be doing shit like you still young. Don't be going up on top of roofs. Bend at the knees when you pick stuff up. Come on now. I need you around. I can't be the only person, Gen Xer. Come on, man. Y'all got to stay with me. If you old enough to you remember having a cord on your phone, you need to pause before you get up in the morning. Just gather yourself. Don't do nothing too sudden. You liable to blow your back out. So what I'm saying is, man, tonight we're going to do it for the old heads, man. We're going to do it for the people that have been around a while. We're going to tear down these assumptions. We're going to shame the devil with the truth. We're going to do all those things. And just like back in the 90s and the early 2000s when you used to take cash to the store, I'm going to help all y'all find a couple $100 under your chair. In truth, it's going to be like you found money tonight. All right. Give it up for that. Y'all ready to get into it, man? Now, the show is dedicated to the 10 Black VIPs, the Inner Circle, Team Black in the building, y'all. People that helped me come up with the content. Shout out to Jupiter for one of tonight's segments. He hit me to it, man. Jupiter, you on point, fam. Thank you for the content, my brother. The Inner Circle is doing its work, helping me come up with the content ideas. If you would like to be a part of what makes the show, if you don't just want to be a watcher, you want to be a contributor, a part of the system, a part of putting it together, become a VIP, an exclusive VIP. We got a couple slots left. Go to join10black.com, become a VIP. At the associate level, those are the people that talk directly with a brother and they help come up with topics that we cover. All right, let's go. Here we go, fam. I'm ready, man. I'm itching to get into this. There we go. My people in the building. All right. Let's get this show started. May the 4th be with you. Yeah. Welcome to the No Filter Zone.
Hispanic men do some of the most dangerous jobs all across America. We represent a lot of our Latina brothers and sisters, and I'm not surprised because Hispanic men do some of the most dangerous jobs all across America. And oftentimes, the companies and the insurance companies don't value their lives. And I believe that it's always been about equal justice, no matter whether you're black, white, brown, or red. And so we have to fight for our Hispanic brothers too, who do many good things to help this country be able to enjoy the comforts and the convenience that we all take for granted.
Gaslight alert.
All right, family. Is my mic up loud? I don't want to have to say this twice. Jesus Christ, man. Well, first of all, before I get into the substance of what he said, can I have a moment of silence for the whimpering? Oh, why you got to whimper like that, Crump? Jesus Christ. We gotta Hispanics, brothers and sisters. Why are you talking like that, fam? They had you at gunpoint. They didn't have you at gunpoint, did they? All right, so here we go. We got Benjamin Crump. First things first, let me say what I agree with. He's right. He's right. Hispanic men do some of the most dangerous jobs in America. That's a fact. We don't run from facts. Okay? He said that Hispanic men do some of the most dangerous jobs in America and that the insurance companies do not value their lives. He makes a strong point. Hispanic men are doing some of the most dangerous jobs in America. We talk about roofing, construction, drywall, paint houses, and landscaping. And the latest government numbers back him up 100%. They do. Every year, the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics tracks every single worker-related death. And in 2024, 5,070 workers died on the job. Hispanic workers are about 20 out of every 100 workers in America. And they account for 24 of every 100 deaths on the job. So that means their on-the-job death rate was 4.3 per 100 workers, and that is the highest of any group. That is the highest of any group, fam. Well, Tim Black, if he's telling you the truth, then what's the problem? Why did you put talking points, gaslight? Why did you give him the gaslight BS alert? You hit him with the BS detector, Tim Black. I don't understand. If the brother's telling the truth, what's the problem? Well, here's the problem. He's right that they really are in the riskiest spots, but here's what's changed a lot over the last 25 years. Go back to, say, 2000. My dad worked construction up until when he passed in 2021. My uncle was a roofer. He passed in 2022. Once upon a time, black men, by the way, my parents are black. Both my parents are black. Their parents are black. I'm a foundational black, ADOS, Sulan, whatever you want to call that, black American. That's where I come from. Those are my people. So once upon a time, black American men worked these jobs predominantly. A lot of black men were in those same tough jobs. My dad, 50 years. In fact, he worked construction so long, up until 9 months before he passed, he was still working in construction. So back then, only about 7 out of every 100 construction workers were Hispanic. Yeah. Only about 17 out of every 100 construction workers were Hispanic back in 2000. Today, the number has more than doubled. It's now 35 out of every 100. Big difference, right? In roofing, it's over 64 out of every 100. Drywall workers, it's 75 out of every 100 are Hispanic. Over 75 out of every 100 drywall workers are Hispanic. Painters and landscapers, same story. Huge jumps, humongous leaps. We're talking about the earth moving beneath your feet. Titanium shifts in who, work, where, in what industries. See, a lot of my critics, they don't even want to touch this with a 12-foot pole. They want to change the conversation because they say they advocate for black Americans, they really don't. They may look black, they may say some other things that support black people, but when it comes down to it, they're not fighting for working class black Americans because those are whose jobs we talking about. You hear them all day talk about black women losing jobs. They don't talk about black men. If anything, they pit black men and black women against each other. Back to my point. At the same time, the share of black workers in construction has dropped in only about 7 out of every 100. So we went from being predominant in these industries to being minority in these industries. Many black men have moved into truck driving, transportation work, service work, warehouse work. I wonder if they pay better. I wonder if it's better to take care of a family truck driving. I wonder if it's better working at the Amazon or doing Uber Eats? I'm just wondering. Because the way that my intellectuals, the way that my Marxist and my radical socialist or whatever they call them, I don't know. Look, I'm not trying to shame them. I don't know what they're all about ideology. I'm just a black man who fighting for black people. That's all I'm doing. I don't have a label. These people got a lot of labels though. Real picky about what you call them. Don't call me late for dinner. Call me on time for my people. Real simple with me. So here it is, man. So black men, we moved from working in these riskier jobs because we got outplayed, we got replaced, we got pushed out of these industries. We didn't push ourselves out. Black men didn't go, hey man, forget this roofing work. Hey man, forget this construction work. Let's go drive Lyft. Now that's not what black men did. It's what was done to us by these industries. It's what was done to us by the industries and the corporations and the immigration. All these things created a special soup that pushed us into other fields to survive. We did that because that was the jobs that were available, that we could take, that we could get. So that's what happened. Trucking is now the #1 job sector for the U.S.-born black man. And a lot of these new workers in construction are foreign-born, recent immigrants who came here looking for work. So the construction jobs in the late 2000s to 2020s have been overwhelmingly occupied by new immigrants from the southern border. The government numbers show foreign-born men are way more likely to be construction and maintenance jobs than people born here. Economists who study this say when a big wave of immigrants come into the country, new workers all show up for the same low skill. These tough jobs, when they show up all for these tough jobs, it creates extra competition. So it's like if you got 10 kids and they want to mow lawns. 10 kids showing up to mow the same 5 lawns, the person paying can offer less money because he's got people competing for the jobs. And those kids that are already there might get less jobs, less lawns to mow because there's more people to mow them. So when there was only 3 kids showing up, you get a couple lawns, you can get a couple lawns. How many people grow up mowing lawns and raking leaves and shoveling snow and working at fast food? Well, grown people take them jobs now. Studies show that every big 10% increase in new workers in those jobs pay for the people already there. Pay for people already there drops 3 to 4%. So what Benjamin Crump is leaving out is the context surrounding how those jobs came about, why those people had those jobs. Crump is making it sound like, oh God, thank goodness we got those Hispanic workers came in and saved the day. Who were doing those jobs before they got here, Ben? Who was doing those jobs before they got here, Ben? Those are black men. And white men too. White men too. Yep, we were doing those dangerous jobs. Working class, white, black men were doing those jobs. And now those jobs are done primarily by new arrivals, immigrants, Hispanics. And it's not because Hispanics are bad people. It's because they'll take less money. They're working under harsher conditions. Because they're more captive, like they have to find a job. And they'll just take whatever they can get pretty much. Low-skilled jobs, entry-level positions. And the companies are more than happy to exploit them. So Ben Crump is not totally wrong when he says they get exploited, and their exploitation is not good for us, it's not good for them, but you know who it is good for? Don't be crazy, who's it good for? It's good for the corporations that enjoy paying less money for the work. What I don't like is that Ben Crump has to know this. If I can look it up, if all these scholars could look it up, they could look it up. They don't want to look it up. That's not the conversation they want to have. They want to talk as if the world wasn't being built. They want to talk as if no one was hurt by all this immigration. And they make it seem like they want to use it like, here's the Jedi mind trick. The narrative is they want to paint it like it's evil to tell the truth. They want to paint it like I'm trying to make you dislike, hate, fear immigrants. That's what they try to do. It's like they want to protect. It's a black-brown coalition. We don't want to break up the coalition. We don't want to break it up. In reality, fam, nobody travels hundreds of miles to come to a country they've never been to go fight for other people. People that come to this country through perilous means, uncertainty, took all their life savings, probably got assaulted on their way here. They didn't come here to be civil rights activists. They came here to get some money. They didn't come here to fight for black people. They came here to fight for themselves. And they are being used against us to drive down the cost of labor, and corporations are using them to make more profits. It's pretty simple. Why come people can't admit that's what's happening? Why come they can't admit that that's a problem for black American men? And did you know when that happens? When black men lose jobs, when white men lose jobs, when unskilled workers lose jobs, crime rates go up, incarceration rates go up, family destabilization goes up. All these bad things happen to communities because Pop lost his job, Dad lost his job. Dad's got to go drive trucks and go across the country now. If he can do that. What if he doesn't have a license? What if he can't get his Class C or what if he can't get his commercial driver's license? What happens then if he don't have that available? Well, there he goes at Uber. Do you think Uber really takes over? My dad worked construction for 50 years. My mom didn't really have to work like that. I mean, she worked, but mostly in her own hustle jobs, her own hustle businesses. Because once upon a time in America, some of y'all may recall if you had a dad in the house and he worked one of these blue-collar jobs, mom working was optional. I remember this. We wasn't rich. We was lower middle class, but mom didn't have to work all the time because those jobs, they were dangerous, they were plentiful, they paid well, and pay went up yearly. They were stable. I don't know how stable Lyft and Amazon driver jobs are. Delivery jobs, I don't know. Companies like hiring new players or new guys because when they'll work for lower pay on tougher job conditions. The total number of construction jobs actually grew over those years. There were more spots overall, so the construction jobs went up. More of these new immigrants got those jobs, and there we are. Most of the new spots went to the newer immigrant workers, not the black men who used to have more of them. And this is not about pitting black Americans against Hispanic Americans, but this is about, what the hell? This is not about pitting black Americans against Hispanic Americans, but this is about truth. It's about reality. That's what this is about. And we're not going to sugarcoat the truth here on the Tim Black Show. So what Benjamin Crump is saying here is not that he's lying, it's that he's leaving out important elements of the conversation, and you can't tell me it's not being done for a reason. Mrs. Black is texting me something. I don't know why. She's not telling me what it is. Don't send me links during the show, woman. Buck. What's going on, Buck? What is this? What?
Eggs are the best food for reducing.
What the hell is this? Maybe one of the babies. Babies get Mrs. Black's phone. It be just sending me stuff. I'm sorry, let me get back to the point. So most of the new spots that were created in the construction industry ended up going to new immigrants. It's not because America loves immigrants, America loves brown people, America loves Hispanics. It's because American corporations love saving money. They love paying less and getting more. That's it. This fallacy of this brown-black coalition, everybody in America just trying to survive. Everybody in America just want to take care of their family. It doesn't matter what color you are. We all want to do the same thing. We want to live indoors. We want to live as long as we can. We want to live comfortably. We want to be at peace. Nobody wants anything different. Don't listen to the morons. Don't listen to Charleston White trying to make a living by gaslighting and just figure it out. If you gaslight and talk shit about black people, I can make more money. That's all he did. Don't listen to these morons trying to gaslight you like working class people aren't just regular people. Everybody's regular people, man, trying to make a living. But it's a people who has the incentive to create the situation that you're in. Stop talking like poor people are creating this situation. Poor people coming from other countries and not creating this America in the hiring practices of corporations. Black working class men are not creating an industry that they've been outpaced in, that they've been pushed out of. Okay, that's just crazy talk. When Crump talks about Hispanic men doing dangerous jobs, he's telling the truth. But we should also be honest about how the makeup of those jobs changed over the last 20 years, 25 years or so. And what that meant for black workers who used to do more of that work and what it meant for their families. What it means for those people today. And Benjamin Crump, a man who's made a lot of money off the black community, who we wouldn't even know if it wasn't for black death, pain, and suffering. If that guy won't tell the truth, if he won't include that in his conversation, what good is he? Ben Crump, I expect better of you. We demand better of you. Don't sugarcoat the truth, Ben. I'm tired of these degree-holding Negroes in shiesty no-gros suddenly getting amnesia when it comes to reality, leaving out important parts because they want to kumbaya or they want to line their pockets. All right, that's all I got. My name is Tim Black. Hit the like button if this makes sense to you. If this sounds like truth to you, I have black men that inbox me, who DM me, and have been DMing me over the last couple of years on these topics. That may be anecdotal to you because you got 4 or 5 degrees, if you work in white-collar industries or you're an entrepreneur, whatever you are. But working class men have told me this themselves, and it may be anecdotal to you, but it's real life for us. It's real life for their wives and their children in their neighborhoods. We have a dog-eat-dog corporate environment. And that's part of the reason why the Democratic Party does not get my support. They rather lie and try to shame and do their best. And if it wasn't for the fact I'm self-contained, that I have my own business, that they cannot. They try their best to shut me down, but since they don't pay me, they can't slay me. All they can do is send goofballs to betray me, Judases, to try to delay me. But we stay on it because we are the most dangerous show in America. All right, fam, that's all I got on that topic. Let's keep it moving. Hit the like button if this makes sense to y'all. All right. A lot going on a Monday, fam. I told y'all, we coming in hot.
Next up with Tim Black.
When the Voting Rights Act was passed, the whole point was to right a wrong. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that it was a victory for Black America, but it would enrich the lives of all Americans. So this is a devastating blow. That being said, Rev, it is in many ways predictable. And as Black people, we have pattern recognition here. The Trump administration and their hostilities and their anti-Black agenda have been unrelenting and coordinated in their attacks on Black workers, on Black bodies, on Black voters, on Black power, Black progress. So this has always been about degrading our democracy and disenfranchising the most marginalized, because we are the supermajority, and that bothers them. But Black folks are going to do what we've always done, what Bob Moses did, what Fannie Lou Hamer did. We're going to litigate, legislate, agitate, organize, and mobilize for our full rights and citizenship.
Full of shit.
Film.
All right. Ayanna Pressley. Representative Ayanna Pressley there went on a tangent in all the ways that she says that the Trump administration is anti-Black. And I'm trying to figure out, she didn't say how it was anti-Black. She just says it's anti-Black. I'm trying to figure this out, fam. And this is what I'm hoping that people can realize. Walk with me on this, fam. Let's do some deductive reasoning. Did Black America, I don't know, fam. Do you have a G-Wagon parked outside? I'm asking, did you have a G-Wagon parked outside? Biden was just president. He was a whole Democrat. It was him, it was Kamala. There's strong Black woman in there as vice president. They had the House, the Senate, everything for a couple years, like 16 months or something. I'm trying to figure out, family, where was my G-Wagon? Where's my summer home? Where was my full bank account? Where was all this Black support? All this Black thing, Black everything Black. Where was all the Black luxury wealth building? The Black success that should have been bouncing off the walls. Where was all that? Trying to figure it out. Because we just had a Democrat in there. See, when they set up their benchmarks and they say, oh, Trump's in office, he anti-Black. Okay, when he wasn't in office, he only been in politics 10 years. There are Black people watching this broadcast whose family's been struggling the past 30 years. And there's been Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. I mean, under both administrations, under both parties. Under both parties, we got people that are watching this show who've seen their families struggle under both parties. I'm trying to figure it out because you just said that it's anti-Black under Republicans. What I'm telling you is anti-Black under any of these industries. I mean, under either one of these parties. And that's not the sole basis of what we need to fix. See, that's this guy that's focused on the wrong things. Yeah, it's focused on this party mess when we need to focus on the policies. When she says Trump has an anti-Black agenda, if you had to nail her down and she would respond to a question, she'd probably say because he got rid of DEI. He got rid of critical race theory in colleges. Family, I don't know who you are. I don't know exactly who's watching right now, but I can tell you this. Them getting rid of CRT training did not take food off your table. DEI, if you're a Black man or a Black woman, more than likely, because most DEI jobs are occupied by white women. And most of those white women hired other white women. So I don't know what you're talking about that. That's not what made it harder for you to find a house, to afford a down payment, to be able to buy insurance, to get a good trade-in on your vehicle, to get an interest rate that wasn't killing you, to be able to put your kids through school. Affirmative action benefited mostly white women. So these things that you keep telling me, these things going away have become so detrimental to black people. Family, they were never so supportive or helpful for black people because we had them. They were here. And we were not winning with those things being in place. They're going to keep us forever chasing the bouncing ball. Both of these parties have been unhelpful to the working class. We have no working class party. We have no working class party, fam. Meaning, if you don't have a trust account, you ain't got nobody looking out for you. Okay? That's just how this works. I know you think something different. If you do think something different, let me give you a reality check. There are no working class parties. Well, the two major parties are not working class parties. They just aren't. We got one party with two different names. One party, two names for the party. Okay? That's it. You call it Republican, you can call it Democrat. I call it the same anti-black, anti-worker, pro-war BS. Okay? That's what we got. So they keep talking about the voting rights. We're going to get more into the voting rights issue because we got a clip with Roland coming up. But let me say this, fam, for my people out there who need to hear this. Voting rights. There was no way MLK and others who were pushing for the Voting Rights Amendment, 1964, it was no way for them to be able to see through time and see that we're going to get a bunch of sellout, token-ass black folks elected to office who were going to do little more than secure their own success and very little for the masses. There was no way to know that. These are the points that they forget mentioning when they're doing their talking points. Yeah, see, once upon a time, black people, there was something called social destruction. Yeah, once upon a time in the 60s, fam, to be called a sellout was a major problem for your career. And we didn't have an allegiance to the Democratic Party. We had allegiance to black people. Black American was the party. It was being black, and we were unified around the concept of blackness. Most of it, fam, via necessity. Okay? That's why Black Wall Street existed. Necessity. Segregation created a form of necessity for us to work together, to stick together, to survive. Things have changed. Things changed dramatically in the 80s. As assimilation occurred, more black Americans started going for self. In fact, they called the 80s the me generation. Not just for black Americans, it was for all of America. The movie Wall Street was part of it. They always pointed back to that, the me generation under Ronald Reagan. That was a bunch of white people that were like all about getting their money right, and they didn't care who they hurt in the process. As we were able to assimilate into society, we began to adopt the same mentalities. And as opportunities came for black folks, they came with better lifestyles, living in white neighborhoods, but they also came with more of adopting the prevailing culture, which is get yours. Get yours and bump the rest. Now this is commentary because this is a commentary show. I don't just do. I don't just report the news. I'm a commentary channel. I'm giving you my commentary. So this is what happened. So when they talk about the voting rights and about how black people died to vote, then that was under a different idea. If you think there's Medgar Evers or Fannie Lou Hamer, any black leader, any black civil rights activist, you think them black kids and them black men and women who took the slings and arrows, the baseball bats, the bricks, the dogs, the water hoses, you think they did that so Clyburn could hold a fish fry every June while he count millions? You think they did that so Maxine Waters could live in that big house while her constituents, her black constituents, suffer? I only picked two. There's a lot more that I can name. No, that's not why they did it. So when they talking about the Voting Rights Act, they're omitting so much about what that was. That was a different time for a different group of black people, where black people acted a different way, where our entertainers who were successful put money back into civil rights, like Harry Belafonte and others, because we were focused on an agenda that included us. We were more together, unified via necessity. So something happens when people get upward mobility away from the group. They become unlike the group. They become individualistic. None of the people that they're highlighting, none of the people that Ayanna Pressley, and she remarks of this time with voting rights, man, miss me with that, Representative Pressley. You're doing really well. Good for you. Let's not lie to people. Let's not gaslight people into this fallacy that people died so that you could drive a G-Wagon, so that y'all could go to parties and hobnob and go to the BET Awards. Let's cut the cap. That ain't what this has been about. That's not what people died for. Nobody get lynched for that shit. Last words they heard was being called the N-word by a mob of angry whites with red with blood in their eyes and filth on their tongues. Now, nobody gave their life for that. These Democrats up here operating with impunity, lying and denying and gaslighting and using the deaths of black people that meant well, who were fighting for substantive change in the country that sorely needed it beyond where we are today. But even more importantly than that, they could not see what we have today. And I believe that this is just my opinion, fam, but I strongly believe if those people could jump into a time machine and come here today, they would be appalled at all that we have and all little that we do with it, in the actions of our so-called leaders, as we have the Congressional Black Caucus doing nothing, the Do Nothing Congressional Black Caucus, leaning back and falling back on blackness while they do nothing substantive for black folks. Most of their advocacy is for the LGBTQ, Hispanic Americans, and white women. Make that shit make sense. Make it make sense. And all black has become is a placeholder, is a pawn that they can use to help other groups get ahead while we stay stagnant. Man, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below about this segment. I think it's an important segment. I get so tired of them using our past, using black people meaning well, fighting for the rights that we sorely needed, knowing where we are now and knowing how these people are not, this is not the same thing. Jasmine Crockett having the ability to put out an ad because Trump called her a low IQ. That ain't what we died for. Since you and Roland could drop F-bombs. And speaking of Roland, let's go to Roland. I can stay here all day. Let's move it on. Let's move on. All right, guys, I'm looking for you to hit the like button, share the content on your social media. Let's raise the roof. Let's do it, Johnson. Someone said, Tim Black, what does Johnson mean? It just means people. When I'm doing these shows, when I'm up here talking fam, I needed a way to unite everybody together. So about 6 years ago, way before the show Johnsons came out, I started calling everybody Johnson. Go look at my store, Johnson. We are all Johnson. Johnson is Johnson, and we're all the Johnsons. Because people's screen names, I couldn't tell if they were men or women. Everybody's a Johnson. And somehow, some people found out what I was saying and said, "Oh, we're gonna make a show." He didn't patent it. Let's steal it. But that's what it was. I created this way of communicating within my community, within my audience, the Wolfpack community. And that's why if you go to timblackpause.com, you'll see my gear dating back to 2019, 2018. We're all Johnsons, independent media Johnson. It's all there. So Johnson is another way of saying my brother, my sister, family, homie, partner, crew, same thing. And with that, let's keep it moving, Johnson. Next. Yeah, I know some of y'all wonder why you keep saying Johnson. What that mean, Tim Black?
The most marginalized, because we are the supermajority, and that bothers them. But Black folks are going to do what we've always done, what Bob Moses did, what Fannie Lou Hamer did. We're going to litigate, legislate, agitate, organize, and mobilize for our full rights and citizenship.
Full of shit.
Yeah,
Thelma and Congo. Thelma, I'm going to go to you first. This is a perfect example. This is a statewide race. We don't have to sit here and guess this thing. Every vote will count, and folk in Georgia should be racing to the polls to elect those to the Supreme Court.
Oh, absolutely. I think we have a very pivotal but promising time right now because we have the blueprint. We are energized. We see what the game plan is on the other side. And it's up for us to go in and score the winning shot. And the winning shot is for us to mobilize. And
I don't know who this woman is, but I got to ask, guys, is that not just one or two pictures of herself? Is that 4 pictures of her? Is that what that is? Am I tripping? Or is this woman up here with 4 pictures of herself in the background of her stream? I can't stand it. You know, I got some books, couple of awards back there, some hats. Why would I put pictures? I don't know, man. This is a pet peeve of mine. It just shows the narcissistic nature of an individual. You're already looking at them. Why would you need to see pictures of them? I'm sorry. I'm just going to disqualify anything that comes out of her mouth. That's all. That's what I'm going to do. Look, keep it moving. I'm just saying.
go out and vote because our vote counts. So if anyone is sitting out there saying that your vote does not make a difference, it does. And we're seeing it today, modern day. We are seeing that our votes matter. They mattered before.
She's not saying anything. Roland, your guess is not saying anything. Saying the same thing 5 times, making a declarative statement that votes matter. Jesus Christ.
Before, and we're seeing the results of us not capitalizing and really going out and making sure our voices are heard. But right now is a very pivotal time. We have nothing to lose. We have everything to gain.
What?
So sitting on the couch.
What do we have to gain? Say it. What do we have to gain? What are you offering? What is on the ballot? What? Why? These people cannot tell you anything substantive for reason why you need to exercise is right. Yeah, I got a right to do a lot of things. But why am I doing this? Why should we do this? Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is, Johnson. Here it is. They want you to vote because they want to make money. Because she's running or somebody she knows is running and they want power. To do what? What are you doing with it? Because last time I checked, black people are struggling everywhere. So Georgia has a humongous jail problem. Their jails are full of dead black people. 300 people died in Georgia jails in 2025. All I hear is y'all talking about the poor immigrants, the poor Hispanics who died in ICE detention centers. 32 undocumented folks died in detention centers in 2025. 300 people in Georgia died in prison. We all know we overrepresented, so I'm guessing 100 of those people was probably black. Why aren't you talking about it? Now, if you said, hey, vote for us, we're going to change this system of incarceration that is costing lives, we're going to improve the conditions of those jails, at least then you got a reason. We got these black people showing up, lecturing black people, yelling at black people, telling black people to vote, and not telling them any reason that's substantive, that impacts their lives, that matters to us. You need to go to this restaurant. Go to the restaurant. For what? These assholes don't even tell you what's on the menu. See, I believe the reason why they don't tell you what's on the menu at the restaurant, because the restaurant's food is shit. That's why they don't tell us. And they don't want you to hold them accountable and say, hey, I thought you said that the Maryland crab soup was gonna have jumbo lump crab in it. See, if you start saying what you're running on, then you get held accountable. So what they do is a slick move. You don't say shit about what you're running on. You just say you gotta exercise your right to close your eyes and pick a black person that's a Democrat. Out of here. It ain't working, Johnson.
Is not an excuse. It is not the time. The time now is to go out and vote right, and vote right away, because we cannot sit on the sidelines and allow anything to get in the way or distract us from our goal, because we see what they're doing. We see it. It's in 4K. We don't need no other proof. The proof is big.
She a waste of time. Roland, she got a cute face. And can you just put her picture up and have somebody say something that I can refute? I don't want to beat up on her, but I'm just saying, she's just cute. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing going on upstairs. I mean, I'm being honest, man. She got nothing to say here. 18 lines of, you need to vote.
Written. We just got to go and rewrite it by voting.
Congo, I'm telling you, I need us to understand. We saw it already in Georgia with those 2 Public Service Commission seats. Republicans were shocked when they lost those 2 seats. 2 Democrats won, including a sister. They'll be shocked here. In fact, Isaac Hayes put out, there was a graphic he actually posted on my...
Man, a bunch of stumbling and fumbling and bullshit. You know, with all the mess that Roland Martin talks about, how he's more advanced, he's such an advanced thinker, such a political mind, he does a lot of fumbling and stumbling around, don't he? Whole bunch of nothing. Him and Dale Hughley. Bunch of stammering and stuttering. Watch this guy come. I'm sure he's the brain trust. Let's go to Tether Kukabaga.
Social media, and he showed how 800,000 to 1 million black folks have not voted in the last 2 elections. That's crazy.
Why?
In Georgia.
Why?
If you got black power, but you don't use it.
Why?
Yeah, the power just can't be with the film industry and Tyler Perry, and people just talk about that's where the black power is. The black power is.
Look, Tyler Perry's making movies. That's why people want him to, do the thing he's doing, because they get enjoyment from it. They know the why. Why did Tyler Perry get a theater? Why did he get a studio? To make movies. Why? To make money. Why would people like that? Because they get to go. Why? Because the movies are fun. They're entertaining. That's why. I'm asking you, what's his name? Dreadhead? Twist? They say don't call it dreads. Locks. Dude. Sir. Why? Why would people vote? What reason? To give somebody black a job we don't know, to do nothing when they get in? Why? Go.
In the voting. And I think if there's one takeaway I got from tonight, and I've been getting this from all of your shows recently, is that we need to stop being so personality driven as it relates to voting and focus on being policy driven.
Okay.
Like and it starts with these courts. The laws that they are making, whether we're talking about, abortion rights, affirmative action, and so on and so forth, it all comes from the courts. And so if we just vote with a strategic mind towards who's going to be on these judicial ballots, it's really going to help us become more educated and more informed about the actual politicians that we need to be putting in office. So we don't start saying, well, I don't like what Hillary did to Obama, so I'm not going to vote. Like that type of ridiculous mindset that makes people stay home or not exercise their power. Those Isaac Hayes III stats about Georgia is disgusting, in a state like that, with all of the work that Stacey Abrams and others have done. And so I'm so glad you had the sister on tonight, because where else are we going to see her? MS Now, like all of these other networks, they're not doing it. We have the power, but power not actualized is just as bad as
power to do what? Give somebody black a job that's a friend of yours so that maybe you can get an opportunity. Maybe they'll let you work on something they got so that you'll get money, or they got a non-government organization you can join, or your cousin or your sister or somebody. What is it? What is it? You know what? I would prefer honesty. Because you guys can't tell us why we should vote for somebody. You got to have a reason. Be honest. What's your reason? What is your reason? Give us the reason why people should come out. What's the incentive for doing this? Stop trying to shame people for not doing something when you haven't given them a real reason to do it. See, if you would have picked us, none of this would have been happening. That's it. What about all the bad shit that was happening last time we voted? What about all the bad shit that's been happening all this time? When people do vote and people are in there and nothing changes to benefit anyone. See, this whole thing is a racket to us. The average American, be it black, white, Native American, Hispanic, whatever, Asian, most of them feel the same way what I'm expressing right now. It's just that I'm talking directly to a black audience about black issues, but let's be real, Johnson. Everybody feel this way. I had white people all the time jumping in my content like, Tim Black, this happened to everybody. We all getting screwed, man. These people ain't helping us. These white people, they couldn't hear, and they're not doing shit for us either. Welcome to the party. So I'm just putting that out there. So Abercrombie, and I don't know your name. I'm not butchering it on purpose. I just know you as Roland's guy. Roland's guy, tell me why. Go. Why we should vote?
is not having the power at all.
This is what Isaac Hayes had posted on his social media. 900,000 to 1.1 million eligible black Georgians did not vote.
Why? Why didn't they vote?
The 2018 governor's race was decided by 54,723 votes.
Why? Why, Roland? Why was it decided by such few votes? Because maybe neither was that impressive? Maybe it should have been decided by more votes. I don't know. But why, Johnson? No idea, huh?
The 2022 governor's race was decided by 191,581 votes. Y'all, 900,000 to 1.1 million black people did not vote. In 2024, North Carolina, Donald Trump won that state by 160,000 votes. Some 600,000 black people did not vote in North Carolina in 2024. Now, if you want to understand, again, and I keep telling y'all, if you want to understand what happens when we turn out, what happens when we vote, I go to 2008. This was for the New York Times. Total turnout in 2008 was about the same as it was in 2004, about 64% of voting age citizens. It said, but with Barack Obama on the ballot, the makeup of the 131 million who voted last year was markedly different. While the year, and we go here, we can win. Y'all, it said it increased by 4 points. Not 10, not 15, not 20, 4 points. So if you sit here, look at this here. They said turnout varied widely by state. A high of 75% in Minnesota to 52% in Utah. This 70% turnout total in Maryland, Mississippi, Maryland black, Mississippi black, Missouri, Nevada, Ohio, South Carolina, turnout among blacks surpassed 70%. What have I been saying? Why do y'all now understand why I keep saying 70% should be the minimum?
Why? Why? Why am I having to keep saying that? Why do I have to keep saying that? Because they're not giving me anything substantive. We can win. What would we win? Well, Republicans would lose. And what? Fam, we be losing under Democrats and Republicans. The only thing is, Roland's friends get jobs. That's the only thing I'm seeing materially out of this. You're not telling me how it benefits us. And when you say, look, fam, when Roland Martin says him and Isaac Hayes, I'm not gonna say that. Look, man. 1.1 million, 900,000, 1.1 million black Americans did not vote in Georgia's whatever. Okay. That means somebody didn't do their job as far as giving them incentives to vote. See, I look at it that way. I look at it like, see, Roland advocates for the party. I advocate for the people. If you want people to come out to your restaurant, you have to give them a reason to come out to your restaurant. Talk about the food, the service, you'll leave happy, the prices, something. The food is delicious, something. These Democrats, they think they should be able to own the black vote. Get black people to come out and vote for them. And they don't have to offer shit. They don't have to tell you they're going to do anything. They don't have to give you the menu items. They don't have to give you a discount. They don't have to give you parking. They don't even validate your parking. Nothing. And then they have the nerve to send out Roland to yell at you if you don't. And I'm saying it makes no sense. Obviously, If people didn't come out and vote, you didn't give them a good reason to come out and vote. Or if they would have came out and voted. If they didn't come out and vote, it's because you did not mobilize them. You did not give them incentives or reasons why it was more important to come out than that. Case closed. Face closed. I don't know why it has to be rocket science for people to get this. So we have these people that believe the onus is on the voter, that the voter has a job. No, we don't. The politicians are the one running for office. That person has a job. And if you do your job correctly, people will want to come out and support you because you are a means to an end of these people getting someone in office who is going to champion for the issues that matter to you. But if you don't do that effectively, if you run a campaign like Jasmine Crockett did, well, she didn't even really have a campaign staff. If you run a campaign like Kamala Harris, where you didn't really have a unifying message, or Hillary Clinton, vote for me, I'm a woman. People were like, no. Uninteresting. Not something in it for them. What's in it for me? You know, the whole country, regardless of what color, race, religion, everybody's wondering what's in it for them. It's a universal concept that people want to know what's in it for them. People want to know before they get up off their couch, why should they get up off their couch? Only the absent-minded elderly people with the Alzheimer's go into rooms, get up and walk into rooms to do things without reasons. And that's only because they forgot what the reasons were. They knew they had a reason when they went in the room. They just forgot. See, these Democrats like Roland Martin, these people, they want you to vote without a reason. Then they want to say the reason's because the evil Republicans. The Republicans are going to make your life worse. Life has been worse under both parties. This is why people are unexcited.
The GOP has a war on Black America.
Explain.
In a war, you do two things.
What's the war?
You either fight with all your might.
For what?
Or you surrender. Black America.
Surrender for what?
You have to make a decision.
Of?
Are you prepared to fight in 2026?
Fight for what?
Remember, when you fight a war, it means you're fighting for future generations.
For what?
Are you prepared to fight in 2026?
Roland is an empty, annoying suit. He ain't even wearing a suit, and it's very annoying. He has no there. It's all emotion. It's all empty. It's like they just told him, get these Negroes out here to vote. I don't care what you tell them. Just tell them to come vote. That's it. No, Roland, you know what? These Democrats, I'm glad they're finding out. I hope all you Democrats, FAFO, that the days of you being able to look at black people and say, you bad black, you didn't vote, those days where that was effective, them days over. Yeah. Obama destroyed those days. See, up until Obama, we had this fallacy that if we put a person in that looked a little bit like us, that he was going to go in and do our bidding, that he was going to go in and make life better for us. When we finally climbed the mountain, and we got somebody that listened to our music, who knew our history, who could move the crowd and speak our language. When we finally got that guy in, what did he do? Whoa. I'm not the president of Black America. I'm the president of America. Not the black president. I'm the people's president. That's what he did. And then you're wondering why people sat home? Because you had Black America chasing a carrot. Folks, for 40 years, from 1964 to 2007, we were chasing a carrot. And we believed that a lot of the changes that we needed would take place when we got somebody in who was going to represent us, that looked like us, that sounded like us, that was black. We got this guy in with a black wife and black kids. He went in there. He took care of gay marriage. He told us to shut the hell up and to stop complaining, Pookie. That's what he did. He went to a prison once and then went back home. That's about all Obama did. Oh, he also bombed like 7 countries and deported a lot of people. And, you know, can't get them all wrong. But other than that, dropping all the bombs until we ran out of bombs, I'm trying to figure it out. What was good about it? So what happened was a lot of Black Americans said, see, I knew it. I knew this whole thing was a corrupt gamble. It was all BS. We got this guy in. He didn't do shit for us. That turned off a lot of people. And that's why Hillary did not get supported. Also because she was Hillary. It's hard when you call black people super predators and then you want their children to come vote for you. It's kind of difficult. People might not be incentivized to vote for the bag of bones that told them your parents was animals. Meanwhile, Roland was dancing for her. So now we got Roland Martin up here. 10 years later, still doing the same old. He hasn't updated his rhetoric. He hasn't updated his talking points. He's still saying the same shit he was saying in 2007 when he was campaigning for Barack Obama. The same shit he was saying in 2015 when he was campaigning for Hillary. He campaigned for Hillary so bad he lost his damn CNN slot. Passing questions. Yeah. He crashed out for nothing. Now his ass is up here with empty rhetoric once again, trying to shame black people because we gonna really be in trouble now. Black people have been in trouble in this country since day one, Roland. You're not giving anybody any reason to think that's gonna change if we put insert name of Democrat you like in office. And so you don't want to have substantive conversations because I could come on your show and you could come on my show and we could have a debate on this. But I know you won't, Roland, because you know what might happen? Some of your people might see you ain't as smart as you think you are. You got a bunch of yes people around you agreeing with every goofy thing you say. But there was no credibility to your arguments, and you don't even make sound arguments. You just tell people what we got to do. We in a war, and we gonna surrender. We gonna surrender. That ain't a reason.
Or are you prepared to surrender to white supremacists, white nationalists, and the Republican Party advancing the interest of white voters at the expense of African Americans and others? Freedom Summer commences right now. It is time for us to go to war. Homie Congo, I appreciate it. Thelma, I appreciate it. Scott, I appreciate it as well.
I'll be Congo, man. That's his name.
Let me thank all of the guests we had on today's show. This will not be the last time we have these conversations.
Oh, shit.
We're going to continue to educate y'all. Today they had a protest in New Orleans. Tomorrow, Win with Black.
Full of shit.
Yeah, family. Roland Martin was definitely full of shit here today. This was him in rare form, how much full of shit he was. He pulled out the big guns, white supremacy, white nationalism, we're going to surrender to white nationalism. You know, it would be nice if one black Democrat would admit Democratic Party is a white party. It'd be nice if they could tell the truth. I mean, because that's what it is. It's run by white people for the interests of white people, just like the Republican Party is. They're both run by white people. White nationalism or white issues, what do you say? White voters in the interests of white voters instead of black voters. Well, you do the same thing in the Democratic Party. The interests of LGBTQ voters and new Hispanic immigrant voters, and that's what your agenda is. Half the time, you don't even say black until your back is against the wall and you have no choice. Then you got Democrats saying the word black. Like right now, the Congressional Black Caucus using the word black a lot. But even Roland couldn't help himself at the end there. He said, the interests of black voters and others. That fucker said others and others. Man, I expect this segment to do well. I do. I expect people to be tired of you, Roland. Roland, people are tired of the rhetoric, the empty promises, the shaming, the bad talking, the bad vibes, the lies, the omissions, the no straight talking at all from you, Roland. We tired of it. I want a refund and I've never given you money. That's how tired of you I am. I'm ready to show up at the Roland Martin Unfiltered show and ask for my money back. All right, man. Now would be a good time to hit the like button, folks. We need a like button here, guys. Let's get this in the algorithm. Can we get some algorithm love, fam? Hit the like button. Help other people find out about the show. Jesus Christ, man. I tell you, man. I don't mean to use the Lord's name in vain, but I got to say, fam. This is something else. Y'all ready? All right. All right, Tim Black, what's next? I don't know. Welcome to the No Filter Zone.
I would say go right ahead and make sure that your districts represent the political culture of your state. I think that's important. And let's not live under any ignorance here. Look at Massachusetts. Massachusetts, there is not one Republican that represents any portion of the state of Massachusetts. Why? Because the Democrats are very aggressive about gerrymandering. Look at Illinois. In southern Illinois, the Democrats gerrymandered some snake district into southern Illinois after the last census to force two Republicans to run against each other. I mean, this is what these states have done. So I would tell Republicans in some of these southern states, these southern governors, do what's right on behalf of your people.
So should Benny Thompson lose his district?
Yeah, he should. It's time.
Suspect.
Democrats don't talk about it, but they're as guilty of gerrymandering as Republicans are. I mean, there are districts that are solidly blue for a reason. It's not just, it's the way they drew the maps. Benny Johnson's been in Congress, 30 years? You don't think black people are tired of his ass? He's got a war chest probably bigger than 10 times any challenger. Same thing with Clyburn. War chest 10 times bigger than any challenger. Very hard to defeat them. So you mean to tell me if this redrawing of the districts, or the gerrymandering, if we're able to stop that, maybe we can get people in office who are not just black, but they have interests of the voters that are there. Yeah, I'm not convinced that just because Democrats win, that means black American voters win. Just because somebody black gets in office, does that mean we win? Because if that's the case, we'd be doing fine in Chicago, wouldn't we? How great are we really doing in Memphis? How great are we doing in my state of Maryland? How great are we doing? Are we really killing it? I mean, we're killing it in Baltimore, but are we really killing it in Prince George's County or in Capital or in Charles County. And the killing we're doing in Baltimore is not the good kind of killing. Of course, some of the deaths are down. I would give you that. But what I'm saying is, family, I don't just agree. I don't just jump out and say, oh, if Democrats get in, that's going to be good. Now, maybe it's not. Maybe the certainty is part of the problem. The certainty of knowing you'll be elected, knowing you can pull a string and all the black people vote for the black voter or the black candidate, maybe that works against us. I'm not saying the Republicans are doing this to help us. I'm not saying everything's fine now. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, I'm not operating under the idea, the illusion that everything was so great before. See, I'm not getting a paycheck from the Democratic Party, nor am I incentivized to support Democrats. So I'm not going to say the talking points that Democrats say when they really have no evidence to support it. What does the data back it up? They have no data to prove to me that things are so much better because Clyburn's in office. How would you know? Maybe somebody white leading that district. I mean, as bad as Clyburn's district is, could it be worse? You know what my experience is? My experience tells me sometimes we got black folks who do even less for black folks than white folks would, because no one can call black folks racist to black folks. And anybody black who questions the black candidate or black politician gets called a sellout because we got this shit in our head that just because someone's black, they have our best interest. So it's black faces in high places or ghetto racist. So black people get stuck in this quagmire. We get stuck. And all I'm saying is, something's got to change. And will this be the remedy? I have no idea. But it'll be a different look. And to my black folks that are catching hell in blue districts all across this country, I'm not saying you're going to win, but at least this way, maybe you get to lose different. I mean, we're already losing. My thing is, at least try something new, because you're already losing. You dig? Let's keep it going, fam.
Next up with Tim Black.
I wish for one election that every black person would vote Republican. What? How can you say that? I said, it's simple. Since 1964, the black folks, we have been giving our vote to the Democratic Party at an exorbitant rate. Therefore, they know they got our vote, and they don't have to cater to us as much as we need them to. The Republicans know they'll never get our vote, so they don't give a damn about us. And as a result, we're the only community in America devoid of representation, which is why we're considered disenfranchised. I'm tired of that. What I want is to put ourselves as a community in a position where both parties have to work to get our vote.
Can I ask you this? Do you think you covering politics like you cover politics, in the words of your mans, is that good for business, your business?
It has the potential not to be. We'll have to see. So far it is. I think I'm doing pretty good. So far it is, but it has the potential not to be. But here's the point. Cam, if I thought like that, I'd never be here. There's plenty of decisions over the years I could have made that would have been good for business. But I had the courage to tackle the issues that I felt passionate enough to attack. That's what makes me me.
Talking points detected.
You know, I wanted, hey fam, This time the BS detectives for Cam Newton. Yeah, I can't give Steven a BS detector on that because I think he's got a point. It's just his opinion. He's saying something a lot of us have been saying, the independent voters, people that are not Democrats have been saying this. Black people that are not Democrats, who are brave enough with their own opinions, who are either stubborn enough, brave enough, courageous enough, just don't give a damn. I'm in all those categories. We all wonder, like, okay, how can we do it? How can we have an opportunity where we can get more for our vote? And we've all uttered or spoken the same words that Stephen A. has spoken. Even Cam Newton. This is why I say Cam Newton is a talking point. Use the talking points because he didn't refute anything that Stephen A. said. He just looked like a deer in headlights. So we got a multi-millionaire, both of them sitting there, and one of them who's so rich and so famous himself, Cam Newton, so afraid of the Democrats, he can't even speak his damn mind because he don't want no trouble. That's our black warriors. That's what we come to, man. He can't even be like, well, you got a point there. Or you don't have a point there. He don't want to say shit. Instead he says, is that good for business? Is that good for your pocket? You up there talking about politics like you do, you know, not being a sellout for Democrats. And don't get me wrong. Stephen A. said he voted for Kamala. Not good enough. You have ideas that don't put your head directly up the Democratic Party ass. Therefore, you are a sellout. I think it's pretty clear Cam is a sellout. I mean, you got what? This is the second time. This ain't baseball. His first strikeout, he was like, there's no friends in the media business or some shit. Like there's no ethics or something. Proving that he don't have really any character, ethical character. He's kind of absent in that department. And now here he goes, talking about you cover politics the way you do, dangerously by not being a Democrat. How's that good for business? Meaning, last thing we need is a Cam talking politics, because this here would be all up Nancy Pelosi's saggy ass or Chuck Schumer's saggy ass. That's what that means. And we already got that in D.L. Hughley. We don't need another one. We don't need another sellout Democrat with his head all the way up a Democratic donkey's ass. We don't need that. So many times, fam, we've been sitting here questioning the Democratic Party, questioning how can black people get more. And my thing is, look, black people obviously, where we are right now, we obviously could be doing better. We want to do better for our families. We cannot count on these rich celebrity types to help us. They gonna help themselves. They got too much to lose to help our broke ass. Cam is one of those people. He's a rich ass op. And the best thing he's done for us is being quiet. Yeah. That's the best he can do is be quiet. Because he ain't going to say anything or do anything to help us. And that's a lot of the black bourgeoisie. A lot of it. Their job is to die with as many toys as possible and give them to their kids. There's no courage. There's no creativity. No new ideas. It's just stay safe. Avoid friction. Fall in line. That's it. And yeah, I blame them. I blame them because too many people now, where's the sayings, where's the Democrats coming out the woodwork to talk about how all these black people died so that we would be able to voice our opinions? Where's that at? It's the only time they use our history of black people sacrificing is when it helps the Democratic Party, not when it helps black people. Because their job is to use black pain and suffering to help the Democrats get elected. It's not to help us. I put out a good video video about Hassan Piker, the new savior of the progressives. And there's some progressives that don't feel that way, but a lot of them do. Because they're in it for the money and they see an opportunity to make some money. These folks are not championing for Black Americans. They're championing for their friends. They're championing to try to win power, but they're not championing to help us win as a group. And one thing has been very clear over the last 40 years. Black people have to be a lot more selfish. We got to be a lot more focused on our outcomes because Democrats could continue to get in office, but how does that materially make us a better group, a more successful group? How does that help your children? That in itself does not ensure anything for you. Nothing. So I refuse to let my people be gaslit by this notion that you got to get a Democrat in office. You need somebody in office that's going to do something that's going to make your life better for your children, for you and your spouse, for your parents, right? This is what we need. And a D or an R by their name doesn't make a difference. They want you to think that's it. That's because that's the team they on. But just because you get a D in there, if that D doesn't have policies that directly impact Black Americans, what's the point? What is the point, baby? Help it make sense. And see, that's why we're the most dangerous show in America, because we're willing to say that. And these other shows are just not willing to say it. Meanwhile, Black Americans in California, 7% of the population, with 29% of the homeless population, with 50% of homeless families, 7% of the population, and 29% of homeless folks. 4 times more likely to be homeless. That's what you get when you got yourself here. You got Democrats. You got Democrats running everything, and look what happens. So when I'm making my points, when I give you data, I say, look at California, look at Boston, look at Chicago. And I'm not saying the remedy is Republicans. I'm saying it ain't Democrats. I'm not saying it's not those Democrats that are in office, because look at the results. At some point, you got to look at the results. If you don't look at the results, what are you looking at? You listening to Roland? You listening to people's rhetoric? Where's the results? And then they're going to do segments about how Black people don't vote. Fam, with these types of results, of course people are going to get apathetic and say, what's the point? They're not benefiting from it. All right, fam, that's really all I got, man. What a night. You know, what a night. I mean, I'd like to hear what you think. I'd like to hear what you think. You know, it's important that we continue to build up our roster of people that are voicing their opinions. I appreciate the Tim Black Wolfpack think tank, the people that have been giving me ideas for content, topics to cover. I appreciate y'all. All right. Let's continue to do that. We still have associate producer positions open. Join us at that level. Be a part of helping us put the show together. That helps the show, and that helps us be able to inform the masses. Because what we're getting out of the Democratic Party right now is not enough. They want to gaslight us about this voting rights issue, an issue that everyone saw coming. Even Stevie Wonder saw this shit coming, fam. I mean, we broke it down in an earlier video. It's already out there. Go to the channel, find out for yourself. This was not sudden. This didn't come out of the blue. I believe Democrats want to run off of this to try to incentivize you to put them in office without them offering to do shit. Why let an emergency go to waste? Why let a catastrophe go to waste? So they're going to use this as leverage. It's not going to work. Black people still have the right to vote. What may happen is not as many black representatives go to Washington. And you know what? I don't even know if that's a bad thing, because when y'all go to Washington, if you forget why you were sent to Washington, if you very quickly fall in the line and you focus on your career, but not on what got you there and who put you there, then what good are you? All right, family. That's what it is, fam. Thank y'all for being here tonight, man. I got nothing but love for y'all. Go to jointimberlake.com, become a member of the show, become executives. I need executive producers. I need you at that level to help support the show. I do. Because it can't just be the thoughts in my head. It also has to be what the people want. That's part of the reason why, folks.
Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America. Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all staying dangerous like you do, family. I do. Shout out to the Tim Black Wolfpack members, some people that keep the show in their feeds and they're telling friends about it, man. We're seeing a lot of growth of the show. I want to thank y'all for being a part of that. You know who you are. Nothing but the best of you and your families. Shout out to Buck Bewley. It was good to talk to you, brother. Glad to know you're hanging in there. Shout out to my brother, Iron Man Oz. Iron Man Oz, I need you to get better, my brother. Nothing but love to you and yours. And to my sisters, Black Rose, thank you for the kind words. Thank you, May. I received your information, May. Thank you for submitting to the show. I appreciate you. Anybody in comments I need to hit, fam, before we leave out? I hate the fact they don't show me if I got super chats, man. I got a super chat last week. I didn't even get a chance to thank the person. This thing does not tell me when super chats came through. You know what I'm saying? What kind of shit is that? How you not going to tell me when people gave to the show? I don't even know. I don't know until after the show, fam. So I just want people to know it's not personal. Definitely not personal and definitely not intentional. All right, Wolfpack, I got nothing but love for you. I'll see you on Wednesday. We'll be back with more Tim Black Show. Shout out to the supporters of the show. Be safe, stay bold, stay courageous, but most of all, stay dangerous. All right. That's what it is. Now, I got reasons for doing what I do. I do. I have great reasons for doing what I do. All right. Here goes my reasons. Number love for y'all. Where are my ladies? I say, where are my ladies and my men? Where are my young men? My oldest son, he recently had a birthday. He turned 28. Shout out to you, TJ. Nothing but love. Yeah.